not go back to the higher planet or anything, and you will be dishonored, and dishonor is worse than death. So then you will not be able to enjoy. But if you do your prescribed duty, then if you win, then yeah, you will rule the whole world. And then if you don't win, you die in the battlefields. Because of doing your prescribed duty, you will go to a higher planet. So that was the conclusion. So let's continue the next section, which is from verse number 39. Yeah, so from 39 to 53, this is now Krishna is going to speak about Nishkama Karma Yoga, Buddhi Yoga. So it will be very, very nice questions. Arjuna is going to, yeah, so he's going to speak about Sankhya philosophy also, and then Nishkama Karma Yoga from 39 to 53. Okay, let's start. Okay, someone wants to read? 39, yeah, 1 second. Yeah, so 39 to 53. So this is Nishkama Karma Yoga, Buddhi Yoga, different names it is given. Karma Yoga, Buddhi Yoga, Nishkama Karma Yoga. Fight, but without any reaction, because he is fighting because Krishna wants him to fight, not to, not because, oh, I will get this or not get that. So without fruity mentality, basically. So here it says if Arjuna will fight, in this section we will learn that if Arjuna fights without being attached to the results, meaning without fruity mentality, then he is going to fight just to fulfill the desire of Krishna, and his mind focused on Krishna, and then there won't be any sinful reaction. So this is the argument for Krishna is defeating his argument, because third argument of Arjuna was that by killing so many living entities, he will incur so much sinful reaction. So Krishna is saying that no, if you are doing it for my sake, not for getting some result, then there is no reaction. And then also, Krishna is going to teach that to Arjuna, that rise above good or bad, right? Purpose of the Vedas is to serve Krishna. So that is, you do everything for that purpose, not for good or bad. Yeah. And then what is the link between these sections? So in 11 to 30, we heard that Krishna is speaking about jnana, knowledge, meaning the difference between the spirit and matter, soul and body. And then Krishna, after that, he spoke about that karma kanda kind of. So he went lower because he was inciting that anger in Arjuna to fight. He was telling that in verse number 31 to 38. Now he is going to speak about Sankhya Yoga, actually. So means there is not much difference, but some slight differences are there in this Sankhya Yoga and Jnana Yoga. So that's what he's going to speak. Yeah. All right. So, okay. So let's start. Someone wants to read?
I can read it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Verse 13. एषा ते विहिता साङ्ख्ये बुद्धिर्योगे त्व इमां शृणु बुद्धया युक्तो यया पार्थ कर्मबन्धं प्रहास्यसि. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thus far I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. Now listen as I explain it in terms of working without fruitive results. O son of Pratha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of works. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. According to the Nirukti or the Vedic dictionary, Sankhya means that which describes things in detail, and Sankhya refers to that philosophy which describes the real nature of the soul, and Yoga involves controlling the senses. Arjuna's proposal not to fight was based on sense gratification. Forgetting his prime duty, he wanted to cease fighting because he thought that by not killing his relatives and kinsmen, he would be happier than by enjoying the kingdom after conquering his cousins and brothers, the sons of Dhritarashtra. In both ways, the basic principles were for sense gratification. Happiness derived from conquering them, and happiness derived by seeing kinsmen alive, are both on the basis of personal sense gratification, even at a sacrifice of wisdom and duty. Krishna therefore wanted to explain to Arjuna that by killing the body of his grandfather, he would not be killing the soul proper, and he explained that all individual persons, including the Lord himself, are eternal individuals. They were individuals in the past, they are individuals in the present, and they will continue to remain individuals in the future because all of us are individual souls eternally. We simply change our bodily dress in different manners, but actually we keep our individuality even after liberation from the bondage of material dress. An analytical study of the soul and the body has been very graphically explained by Lord Sri Krishna, and this descriptive knowledge of the soul and the body from different angles of vision has been described here as Sankhya. In terms of the Nirukti dictionary, this Sankhya has nothing to do with Sankhya philosophy of the atheist Kapila. Long before the impostor Kapila's Sankhya, the Sankhya philosophy was expounded in the Srimad Bhagavatam by the true Lord Kapila, the incarnation of Lord Krishna, who explained it to his mother Devhuti. It is clearly explained by him that the Purusa or the Supreme Lord is active and that he creates by looking over the Prakriti. This is accepted in the Vedas and in the Gita. The description in the Vedas indicates that the Lord glanced over the Prakriti or nature and impregnated it with atomic individual souls. All these individuals are working in the material world for sense gratification and under the spell of material energy, they are thinking of being enjoyers. This mentality is dragged to the last point of liberation when the living entity wants to become one with the law. That is the last snare of Maya or sense factory illusion, and it is only after many, many births of such sense gratificatory activities that a great soul surrenders unto Vasudev, Lord Sri Krishna, thereby fulfilling the search after the ultimate truth. Hare Krishna. No, still we
Hare
have one more.
Krishna. Yeah, Mataji, what?
Oh, oh, there is a long word, so Pramataji. So you want me to
Oh,
continue or just
yeah,
discuss?
Mataji, no. Just summarize up to here, then someone
Yeah,
else will read
yes,
it
yes.
long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now Krishna is saying Arjuna that like he's explained Arjuna that whatever you do without fruitive results. And by that you can act for Krishna, and he is not binding any reactions for doing that work because whatever Arjuna is doing right now for sense gratification, he does not want to kill his kinsman, and because of his bodily, he was thinking about the bodily relations. So Arjuna does not want to kill them, and Krishna says, "This is all sense gratificatory, and so do your duty." And also, this all the relatives you kill them, your grandfather or any of them, though they are all individual souls, and they will remain. They are in the past, they are in the present, they are in the future, and even after liberation, they will get their individuality. So. Don't think it's bodily platform and just kill them. Yeah, so this is the Sankhya philosophy is Krishna is explaining to Arjuna, which Sankhya philosophy is Kapila who is saying to his mother Dehuti. Yeah, that's all, mother.
Hmm. So this here, now we are going that actually, this section also will teach us that do your duty based upon jnana. Based on knowledge, you are supposed to perform your duty, not renounce your duty. But then we will see that Arjuna will think that Krishna is saying to not do his duty, and in third chapter again, Arjuna is going to ask the question, right? Yeah. So Sankhya, we know that how means that it describes things in detail, right? And yoga, Srila Prabhupada says, controlling the senses. Yeah. So this sense gratification, I mean, it's so important to again and again check why am I doing what I'm doing, right? So here, even though Arjuna is a devotee, like from his whole argument, it seems like he's compassionate and all that. But from perspective of Krishna, he is denying to not fight because of his own sense enjoyment. So the definition of sense enjoyment is not just the regular social morality, but according to Krishna's perspective, what is pleasing to Krishna, that defines whether it sense gratification or not, right? So very, very important point, that sense gratification not from the I should do good for others and all that, but is it pleasing to Krishna or not? Then only we can know that whether it was for my sense enjoyment or Krishna's or not. Yeah, all right. So let's continue. Someone wants to read the rest of the purport?
I
Yeah,
can
I
read
can
Mataji.
read.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Naridi.
Arjuna has already accepted Krishna as his spiritual master by surrendering himself unto him. Shishyasteham Shadimam Tvam Prapannam. Consequently, Krishna will now tell him about the working process in Buddhi Yoga or Karma Yoga, or in other words, the practice of devotional service only for the sense gratification of the Lord. This Buddhi Yoga is clearly explained in chapter 10, verse 10, as being direct communication with the Lord, who is sitting as Paramatma in everyone's heart. But such communion doesn't take place without devotional service. One who is therefore situated in devotional or transcendental loving service to the Lord, or in other words, in Krishna consciousness, attains to this stage of Buddhi Yoga by the special grace of the Lord. The Lord says, therefore, that only to those who are always engaged in devotional service out of transcendental love does he award the pure knowledge of devotion in love. In that way, the devotees can reach him easily in the ever blissful kingdom of God. Thus, the Buddhi Yoga mentioned in this verse is the devotional service of the Lord. And the word Sankhya mentioned herein has nothing to do with the atheistic
Atheist.
atheistic Sankhya Yoga enunciated by the impostor Kapila. One should not therefore misunderstand that the Sankhya Yoga mentioned herein has any connection with the atheistic Sankhya. Nor did that philosophy have any influence during that time. Nor would Lord Krishna care to mention such godless philosophical speculation. Real Sankhya philosophy is described by Lord Kapila in the Srimad Bhagavatam. But even that Sankhya has nothing to do with the current topic. Here Sankhya means analytical description of the body and the soul. Lord Krishna made an analytical Lord Krishna
Where did
made an okay,
I just
made an analytical description of the soul just to bring Arjuna to the point of Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. Therefore, Lord Krishna's Sankhya and Lord Kapila's Sankhya's, as described in the Bhagavatam, are one and the same. They are all Bhakti Yoga. Lord Krishna said, therefore, that only the less intelligent class of men make a distinction between Sankhya Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Sankhya Yoga Prathak Bala Pravadanti na Pandita. Of course, atheistic Sankhya Yoga has nothing to do with Bhakti Yoga. Yet, the unintelligent claim that the atheistic Sankhya Yoga is referred into the Bhagavad Gita. One should therefore understand that Buddhi Yoga means to work in Krishna consciousness in the full bliss and knowledge of devotional service. One who works for the satisfaction of the Lord only, however difficult such work may be, is working under the principle of Buddhi Yoga and finds himself always in transcendental bliss. By such transcendental engagement, one achieves all transcendental understanding automatically by the grace of the Lord, and thus his liberation is complete in itself without his making extraneous endeavor to acquire knowledge. There is much difference between work in Krishna consciousness and work for fruitive results, especially in the matter of sense gratification for achieving results in terms of family or material happiness. Buddhi Yoga is therefore the transcendental quality of the work that we perform. Haribol.
Very well. Yeah. You want to say something?
Yeah, got a little complicated in the middle. I think
Yeah.
it's more of like Arjuna was not so that Arjuna could understand the Buddhi Yoga. Earlier, Krishna described the Sankhya Yoga, which means the relation between the body and the soul. And there have been some confusion between the definition from Kapila in the Bhagavatam and all this. So in here, Prabhupada explains that they are the same. Basically, here Krishna is telling Arjuna this so that from the Sankhya he can raise to the Buddhi Yoga. And what Buddhi Yoga is having using all our leaving the material desires and serving Lord, and whatever we do is in the service of the Lord, and also is the devotional service with prema. And I might be wrong in my understanding, you can correct Mataji. And in the end, it's more of like, can you scroll down a little bit
Yeah. One second.
in the bottom? So Buddhi Yoga is basically doing all the services in love, and where the center is Krishna, and we are not into the material enjoyment. So whatever our actions are directly to serve Lord.
Mm.
And um, yeah, I mean that's my understanding of it.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, Srila Prabhupada is distinguishing the atheistic Sankhya to be different than this Sankhya Yoga. So basically, what is we will hear that more in the third and fifth chapter. Sankhya Yoga is what? It's like trying to find the root of the tree, basically. That is like Sankhya Yoga by analytical study. Oh, this is not this, this is not this, this is not this. So that way. But in Bhakti Yoga, we accept that Krishna is the root of the tree, is the root of everything, and then serve him. In Sankhya Yoga, they try to find the root of everything and then serve that. Actually, so meaning trying to find the source of everything and then serve. But in Bhakti Yoga, we accept the source of everything is Krishna, and then we start serving, and then automatically it will be revealed. So that is how the distinction between Sankhya Yoga and Bhakti Yoga is. I was hearing one class of Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada mentioned that in Krishna never said that we can know him by Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga and all that. Krishna says he can be known only by Bhakti Yoga. And then Prabhupada says, yes, by Gyan also we can know, but then you have to take Janma again and again. Bahunam, he quoted that verse, Bahunam Janmam Ante Gyanvan Mam Prapadyante Vasudev Sarvamiti Samatma Sudurlabha. He said, after many, many birth, if a Gyani gets association of a Bhakta, then he can come. Actually, he can know. Otherwise, he cannot. So, without bhakti, we cannot know Krishna. There is only one way, and which is what Krishna is instructing Arjuna. Because Arjuna not fighting, uh, because what is Arjuna's argument was that um, he will get happiness from conquering them, and happiness by seeing kinsmen alive are both based on his personal sense enjoyment. Right? happiness by seeing kinsmen alive, it is basically his sense enjoyment, because anyway they are going to die anyways, and he's abandoning his duty. So that's sense enjoyment. Yeah. So basically, Sankhya is that analytical study, and it is the knowledge through which we understand the soul and body are different from different angles of visions. That is Sankhya. Yeah. Okay, should we move on?
Mataji, I have two questions.
Mhm.
So Prabhupada here mentions multiple times about atheistic Sankhya. So what
Yeah.
is atheistic Sankhya? What is that
Yeah,
philosophy?
there is this atheistic Sankhya is that only, no? That um, there is this one Kapila, other Kapila also, who is a propounder of atheistic Sankhya. So atheistic Sankhya means the source is not the Supreme Lord, basically. So in actual Sankhya philosophy of Lord Kapila, it comes to that the root of everything is the Supreme Lord. So in atheistic Sankhya, it is that this like Mayavadi, basically that nothingness kind of. Yeah.
Okay. And then the other question was about the Gyanis. You said that after many births, they can realize or they can reach God. So is it similar to bhakti that if a Gyani takes
Uh,
birth again, they will start from where they left early?
It's not necessary because that comes in sixth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, right? About Jnani.
But
So they can take birth in the family, in a aristocratic family or something like that, but then there is a chance of fall down. But in case of bhakti, that will never be lost. Whatever progress one has made in bhakti, that will never ever be lost. It may get covered, but it will not be lost. But jnana is not like that. That jnana can be completely lost. It's like a sukriti, right? Because bhakti onmukhi sukriti, jnana onmukhi sukriti, karma onmukhi sukriti, right? So one get the result of karmic sukriti as good birth, or like, opulence or something. Same way for jnani also. And same bhakti, but bhakti, because it is directly done in relation to the Supreme Lord, there is no loss at all. Krishna says, we will hear that verse, Neha vikarmo nasho asti pratyo vayo na vidyate swalpam api yasya dharmasya tarayate mahato bhayat, right? Even if we do little, it is never ever lost. But jnana and karma, we can get the positive result out of it, but they will be lost. Means once you are done reaping the result, it will be complete. But in case of bhakti, it may get covered, but it will never be lost.
thank you, Mataji.
But then, can I just say something? You just I can need some clarification. So the Jnani will only come to devotional service, like Prabhupada says, after many births. They may, if they get the association of a devotee. Otherwise, they will
Yeah.
continue in the so-called
Yes.
speculative process,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yeah, and also we also hear that when even in the Vedas, how it is that gradual elevation also, a jnani might understand that actually there is the source is the Supreme Lord, right? And then they may take up the path of bhakti. So somehow or the other, whatever way they have to come to bhakti, without bhakti, there is no way that one can know Krishna or one can reach Krishna. Yeah, and he says that bhaktya mam abhijanati yavanyasya tattvatah. And there are so many examples in our scriptures. For example, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in ecstasy in Jagannath Puri, seeing Lord Jagannath, and he fainted and he became unconscious. Then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya brings him to his home and he speaks the Vedanta Sutra for 7 days. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't speak anything. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed his mercy to him. And the reason is because he was a relative of Gopinathacharya, right? That's what is the reason. Because he was related to a devotee, that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed to him. And same way, Prakashananda Saraswati was a different story. The son-in-law of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. He was offensive to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but still Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showered his mercy on him because he was related to a devotee, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, right? So yeah, and then we hear about Kalia, the serpent. So because the wives of Kalia prayed for him and they were devotees, that's why Kalia got liberated, meaning he was not killed, he was liberated in the same body without being killed by Krishna.
Right.
Yeah. So somehow or the other, if we get the favor of devotees like that. But the thing is, it doesn't happen so easily. All right, so it's 8:43. Quickly, if somebody has something to share, we will end in 2 minutes. So something that was really striking for me, the how do we see the sense gratification, that part, like I said before also, that the things may look that I am doing good for others, but what is my intention? What is my motivation? So actually that is the um, application of this section that we are reading now, that means what is my consciousness behind any activity that will make it bhakti or sense enjoyment, basically. What is my consciousness? And that will create my bondage to something in a material way or in spiritual way. And then um, if my activities are based on that I am the eternal soul and all others are also spirit souls, that by that I will not get bondage in this material world. So that is liberating, basically. Even though I have not realized that I am spirit soul, but based on jnana that we are getting from this chapter, that we are eternal, we are spirit soul, and all other living entities are also spirit souls. So if we just act from that platform of that knowledge, then we will not be getting bondage to karmic reaction. Yeah, so that is what I am understanding from this purport. Srila Prabhupada wrote that big purport. Yeah. Anything else? Just quickly. Yeah, so we read only one verse of Bhagavad Gita today, right? It was large purport. Yeah. Okay, so we'll continue tomorrow, Krishna willing. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Granth
Jai.
ki jai,
Jai.
Govind ki jai. Vancha Kalpataru
कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
Really bold. Thank you,
हरि
really.
बोल
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you,
थैंक यू
devotees.
माता जी थैंक यू डिवोटी
Thank you,
दंडवत
Hari.
प्रणाम
Tomorrow we'll continue Krishna willing, hopefully.